Okay. So I'm going to talk about my example of authoritarianism. My example of authoritarianism and fascism. My example of authoritarianism and fascism would be like, for example, there's like 300 million people in the United States. And then every election, there is 200 million eligible voters. And if out of the 200 million eligible voters in the United States, they don't vote for me. If I was running for president and I was born in the United States, that would make me want to run for potential third or fourth term until every eligible voters vote for me. I don't care if that candidate is a Democrat, is in the far left, it doesn't really matter. If one person voted against me, that would push me to run for a potential third or fourth term. Hello, my friend 566. Hello, Christopher. So this will be my example of authoritarianism. Authoritarianism. I just want to make sure that I pronounce that word right. One person voting against me will want me to run again, circumvent the 22nd Amendment, and run as many times as I can until the entire population or all the eligible voters in the general election vote for me. And another example is, okay, so I'm thinking about another example. Another example would be, yeah, I'm just giving my example of authoritarianism. Like I give like an example of if every eligible voters in a general election does not vote for me, it doesn't matter if that person is independent, Democrats, and we're in the same opposite party. If you don't vote for me in a general election, that will push me to run for potential third or fourth term if I was born in the United States. And another example of authoritarianism will be making a law that everybody wear MAGA hats. For example, if I was Trump, um, I would come up with blue, like if I was Trump and I was a Republican, um, I will come up with blue MAGA hat for Democrats. And I will require every citizen or people that live in the United States to wear that hat. And if one person does not wear that hat, um, that person gets to be put in jail and has to serve 2 to 3 years in prison for not wearing a MAGA hat. So, do you understand what I'm saying, Jennifer O'Neill? Jennifer, so you understand what I'm saying? My example of authoritarianism. So, I give like voting, for example. One person vote against me in a general election, that will push me to want to run for a third or potential fourth term until all the eligible voters vote for me. Doesn't matter if they're Republican, Democrats, or independents. No, it doesn't matter if they're Democrats and independents. So this will be an example. And then my other example, I talk about MAGA hats. So if I was in a Republican side, I would make blue MAGA hats for people who are Democrats. And if one of them um, refused to wear that hat, he goes to prison for a very long time. Okay, what else? Um, People that always want to say, Trump tried to overturn the election and install himself as a dictator. I would have been way worse than Trump. Like if I was born in the United States and I could have ran for president, I would have been way worse than Trump because your brain would be broken. Circumventing the Constitution to run for potential third or fourth term just because uh, all the eligible voters did not bring themselves to vote for me in the general election. Okay. And also, um, the Democrats' only example of fascism and authoritarianism is Trump trying to overturn the 2020 election, which was stolen, no matter how much they try to spin it. But me, I can give like what two example. Um, so COVID mandates will be you got to get the vaccine in order to get back to work. I would not call that fascism. I would call that authoritarianism. So that would be one example. Now, fascism is them trying to kill conservatives. Okay, but I'm not going to deny that. I am not going to deny that ICE agents harass U.S. citizens. I mean, I am not really familiar with ICE, so and I don't really pay attention to them. So maybe that can be an example of authoritarian. Oh my gosh, I have a hard time pronouncing that word. That could be an example. That could be an example of authoritarianism. Am I Muslim? No, I am not Muslim. Um, Atika Mustafa. Oh, you thought I was Muslim? No, I am not Aisha Speed. Oh, you think we look alike? Oh, okay, you don't think we look alike? Okay. Am I Terry Crew? What do you mean by Terry Crew? John Dohan. Oh, you're Muslim. Okay. Myron Gaines from the Fresh and Fit podcast is Muslim. I mean, he's a non practicing Muslim. Like, he considered himself a crappy Muslim. Like, you don't know? Okay. I mean, I'm telling you, me, I know. Like, he's a Muslim. Am I having fun with Juneteenth? Is it Juneteenth today? Juneteenth is not until the 19th. Why is there nobody watching me? I don't know. It's because I only have like about 250 subscribers. And people aren't interested in me, so it's whatever. I mean, when I go live and I stream about my gameplay, or I go live on my computer talking about different things, people don't come. And it doesn't really matter because I'm built different. You can't hear me. You can't hear me because I don't know what's going on with my audio. John Doe. My phone audio is crappy, which is why I am not. Okay, you need to go. Okay, bye. My phone audio is crappy. I don't know what the heck is going on. But back in December, January, February, and March, my phone audio was good. But right now it's so crappy for whatever reason. So this is why I'm gonna come close and I'm gonna speak like this because the audio is garbage. Yeah, thank you for subscribing. But you will probably unsubscribe because people go from subscribing to me to unsubscribing to me. So are you going to subscribe and you're going to still be subscribers, or are you just going to subscribe and then you're going to unsubscribe later? But if you're going to unsubscribe later after I end the stream or tomorrow, just don't subscribe in the first place. And the reason why I go live on my phone is because I'm picking subscribers. That's what I have noticed. When I go live on my phone, I pick up subscribers. But that does not change the fact that I still post about what interests me, whether it's about talking about uh, topics that interest me or stream about my gameplay. I am following a formula that helped me grow. Crystal Avalis also he follows a formula that helps him grow. What helps Crystal Avalis grow is the fact that he can use scary tactics to get people to watch his content. And most of his viewers and his subscribers, they don't watch past the thumbnails and the clickbait title. That's why he has been able to grow without giving analysis on anything. Hello, Shavunan 3763. How are you doing? Gotta break the curse. Okay. So, people that want to call Trump authoritarian, authoritarianism, I would have been way worse than Trump. Because if one person voted against me, I'm running for a third or fourth term until everybody voted again. Until everybody voted for me. That's the way it would have been if I was born in the United States and I could run for president. But I took a good nap. I just came back from school like a few hours ago and I took a good nap. But I will sleep again. Oh yeah. Now breaking the curse. Okay. I just watched Kim Iverson today, and then I watched Echoes from Above. And apparently, Trump broke up with Israel, and then he negotiated a peace deal, which did not involve Israel, and he was upset with Israel um, continuing to attack Lebanon because they're very close to a deal. And then Kim Iverson showed um, a clip, showed the Trump approval ratings among Israel, and it went down. But who gives a crap if his approval ratings with Israel is down? If he's able to achieve peace, that's good. The economy gets to turn around and people will start praising him. My goodness. Quiz science. I don't know why my professor just, she always gave an assignment after the fact. I don't know why before the semester started, when I was able to get an override in one of my assignments, she just keep throwing this assignment after the fact. No, let me explain this better. She keep throwing these assignments randomly. as opposed to have on Blackboard all the list of assignments we're going to have for 8 weeks. Like for example, in my BIS 490 course, I crushed this synthesis capstone. This is not even due until July 18, and I finished this in June 6. And then she keeps on throwing excitement. Like for example, back in June 9th, she threw an assignment. What happened when you bring meditation to the public school? So I have to watch a video and then write an essay about it. And then I just crushed it. And then she came up with another assignment, Science of Love. Okay. I'm going to crush this one as well, probably tomorrow. I don't know why before the semester she didn't have all the list of assignment that you got to do. Because me, I thought I was going to have only to do the final synthesis capstone and the final capstone projection and the celebratory discussion board. This is what I thought, but she throw these random assignments that just pop up out of nowhere. Okay. So Trump broke up with Israel, and so let's just move on to Trump. So Trump broke up with Israel, and all these Zionist individual are upset with him. But I thought Trump Truth Social post was reasonable. So let's look. He had like a reason. Trump. Okay, so what did he say? Let's see. No, not this one. You know what? I'm just going to get a few YouTubers that are already covering it. So, so Trump post was the terms that he run leak out to the fake news have nothing to do with it. No, not this one. Not this one. So, so this one was like 2 days ago, in June 14. Trump posted a tweet and he said, "This morning attack on Beirut should not have happened, particularly on a special day when we are so close to a peace deal with Iran. Israel has the right to defend." Israel has the right to defend itself against threats, but the attack it was responding to was very small and meaningless. Nobody was hurt, injured, or killed, and should not disrupt this important process. We are very close to a deal that will bring peace to the region, including to Lebanon, and all sides should stand down. There should be no more attack by Israel anywhere in Lebanon, but there should also be no more attacks by any other party, including Hezbollah, against Israel. This could be the beginning of a long and beautiful peace. This is actually a reasonable post by Trump. There should no more there should not be any attack from Lebanon and Israel because he realized he's so close to a deal. And that's good. And guys like Mark Levin and Ben Shapiro are upset about that. They should kick rocks. And Kim Iverson showed Trump approval ratings among Israel is down, but who gives a crap? Because he's the president of the United States. And he should make America great again. And if he's able to achieve this deal, that would be great. So that gives me hope that the Democrat will start kissing his butt. Okay.
Time, at least 10, 15 more years. Fighting Hezbollah too long and too many people are being killed. Then you don't have to knock down an apartment house every time you're looking for somebody. Because there are a lot of people in those apartment houses, and they're not all Hezbollah, that I can tell you. And I suggested to Israel to let Syria take care of Hezbollah. Because to be honest with you, I think they do a better job of doing it. And I didn't like Syria. I didn't like where 2 hours before signing the agreement,
I'm actually watching Kim Iverson, so
there was an attack in Lebanon, in Beirut. It wasn't like in the southern side, it was in Beirut. I did not like that. I let them know that.
yeah, so he let Israel know that he did not like his attack on Beirut. He did not like their attack on Beirut. He's close to a deal and he wants to achieve it.
I didn't like it, not at all. But I think that Syria, he's pulled that country together amazingly quickly. He's very capable. And he's been very good for me. He's protected everything that I've asked for. He's done. And if Israel can't do the job without killing everyone else, then Syria will do the job. Oh, boy. Have you noticed currencies AI that accomplish things way easier for people who are crypto curious but overwhelmed? If you want to learn more, go to blogtrustpin.com. You can book a free consultation, and right now they're also offering a $2,500 funding bonus. Again, that's blogtrustpin.com. What I have to say, what I want to say, I think are actually getting removed from air, so I shouldn't say it, but let's just say I hope Trump lives a long life. All right, he seems to be in good health. I should say that. He seems to be in good health. He's 80, just turned 80 the other day, but he seems to be in really good health. And I think that under normal circumstances, he will live for a long time.
He's going to live until he's like in his 90s. That's my prediction. So he's still got like, what, 13 years to go? In my eyes. I could be wrong.
10, 15 more years if he lives a natural life. The Israelis, they're not very happy. They're not happy with this at all.
Yeah, who cares if they're not happy? It's about getting the deal done and handing this conflict. So his poll number goes up, and Republicans can sweep in the midterm, and then in 2028, whoever will be the Republican president can have both chambers of Congress, the House and the Senate.
Levin, he had a total and complete freak out. He says the president has now made very clear that the Iranian regime media statement of the MOU terms is utterly bogus and that they better get their act together. This is why I kept insisting that we release the terms of the purported deal. Otherwise, we in the public have no idea what's actually going on. So he's like, what is actually going on? He keeps saying over and over, show us the deal, show us the MOU. Can we see it? Can we see it? Can we see it? He's been tweeting this out nonstop. And basically, the president is not putting it to him. I think that's actually quite interesting. Also, Ben Shapiro, this is what he has to say about the MOU he still has also not seen. He says, here's the amazing thing about written agreements. They are comprised of words we can all read and then form opinions about it. Really neat. So release the MOU text now. Don't keep it secret and then complain that people aren't trusting your version of events. So these guys claim to be Americans, but we can see that they're actually really truly Israelis, wanting to know the terms of their deal with their country, Israel and Iran. Here's Ben Shapiro, what he has to say about it.
Well, this is the problem. This is why I am skeptical. So again, I think that there's not much in the 60-day memorandum. I think the memo of understanding is probably open-ended. I think it probably doesn't involve a lot of substantive discussion. I'm hopeful that essentially all it is the United States saying, listen, we're done here. We've done most of the damage we're willing to do. You want to mess around in the Strait of Hormuz, that's your business. The Europeans and the Chinese can take care of it. We're out. I'm hopeful that's what this is.
Okay, you know what? Doesn't matter. So I just want to jump ahead to so Trump's support in Israel flipped in 3 weeks. So 3 weeks ago, its support for Israel was 58%, and then since that deal, it dropped to 38%. But doesn't matter. So here.
Said, and now they just might. Any people are red in the middle
of economic prosperity that can
today opportunity was James is good refrain from the threat.
Okay.
You're going to have access to a spirit, right? I have said critical things as far as moves that he's made, mostly in relation to these terrorist states, but
Okay. I'm just gonna end this stream now. So, good night.